Welcome to a very spooky edition of Point Blank. I'm Riley, joined by my stunning co-host, Corinna. See what I did there?
I liked it.
Thank you, thank you. Before we talk Hollywood, I feel like we should probably tell everyone what our costumes are. I think mine's a little bit self-explanatory.
Is it?
What do you think I am? Don't think too hard.
Cowboy.
Yes! Good job.
Yes. I did it.
You might have to explain yours though, because...
Okay, I'm going to explain mine. I am Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes,
so,
you are.
if you watched Megan Thee Stallion's SNL performance, she performed her song Anxiety, and how throughout the passing of her mom and life and being in the media, she was very anxious. And so I am Miss Anxiety.
And that performance was stellar.
It really was.
I know that's not our topic of conversation. She was stellar on the entire show,
Period.
like hosting it and performing. Amazing. But you look great. You nailed it. That sash, I have to point out, Corinna made it homemade. Show it off. Let's hear a little commotion for the sash.
I'm not going to show it up too much because one of the
ends.
One of the letters might fall off, but you guys wouldn't have known that if I didn't say it.
No,
but I did make
it's great.
it.
It's
Hobby
beautiful.
Lobby, sponsor me.
Period. I love it.
I like your costume.
Thank you.
I don't like it. I love
Actually,
it.
I'm going to address it. I wasn't going to address
Okay.
it, but I'm going to address it.
Okay.
This was not my original costume. I was going to be Harry Styles.
Okay.
And I tried it on, and it was horrific. I was texting Corinna. I was like, SOS, like, the show's in 2 hours. I look like Big Bird. What am I going to do?
Okay, it didn't look that bad until you showed me the inspo picture, and then I was like, oh.
So the costume, it was going to be a black leather jacket and then like the gold boa with the leather pants. But the boa that I got was like 4 inches thick, and the jacket looked like a mad scientist. I was like, yeah, this is not it. So this costume was thrown together within like maybe an hour. So I'm pretty proud of it, but it wasn't the first,
You did it though. That's all that matters.
we're
you
here.
did it. We're here, and we're slaying.
Yes, we are.
As we
yes, we
should.
are.
Starting off with music news, pop sensation Taylor Swift released her 10th studio album, Midnights. It scored a perfect 100 on Rolling Stones, deeming it an instant classic. How do we feel?
Okay, when I saw the whole instant classic thing, I've never seen that before. I didn't know, I knew it was a thing, but I've never seen it for an album that came out like during our generation to happen that quickly.
Exactly.
So I didn't even get to listen to the album before I saw that. So that set my expectations like through the roof. So I was a little disappointed with the album. I was really looking forward to the collab with her and Lana, and then Lana had like maybe 3 words and the rest was just background vocals. And I was like, okay, when's she
Give me
coming?
more, give me
Where's
more.
her verse? Like, when's it gonna be? And nothing happened. So that, I was like, that's annoying. And then I listened to the whole album and I was like, this is mediocre, like not the biggest fan, overhyped. But I was like, I'm just gonna keep listening to it. So I just kept listening to it, and I've been listening to it all week. And every time I get through the album, it's growing on me. So now I like it because I've listened to it like maybe 10 times through.
My thing is it an instant classic because it's Taylor Swift?
That's what I feel like, probably.
Because this is, like we said earlier, 10th studio classic. It's Taylor Swift, the Swifties.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had no idea her album was dropping until
Yeah.
like a bunch of Swifties that I follow on Instagram were like, oh my gosh, it's here. And I was like, what? But if we're being completely honest, I'm not like a diehard Taylor Swift fan, but I'm one of those people that want the media to pick out their favorite songs and then I'll listen to it. So I'm like slowly digesting the songs as we go, like you.
Yeah.
I could tell that her voice has matured and like she's just singing about different stuff that I think we can all relate to.
No, I agree. I think that's like the one good thing about her album is, well, I think there's other good things, but
Yeah,
the best thing
exactly.
about the album is that it's such a relatable album. And I think her lyrics in this album are so like, every single word is meaningful. And I think she used to do that, but this one I feel like is
Hits
more
harder.
Yeah. And even like, she doesn't really rhyme in some verses because of the story that she's trying to tell.
Exactly.
But I feel like she can get away with it because the songwriting is so good.
She's great. Like I will give her that. She's a great performer. I've seen her live before, and her music does keep getting better in the
Yeah.
lyrical sense and then in the music sense as well.
When you found out that the album was coming out, did you have a certain type of Taylor Swift era that you kind of wanted it to go to?
I don't like country music, but I like Taylor's country music. So I was kind of
Okay.
hoping it kind of drifted away from the pop.
Back to like the beginning.
The very beginning. So
I knew I didn't want it to be like her past 2 albums.
Yeah, definitely not those 2.
Yeah, but I like them. I was just like, I'm tired
Give me something
of it.
new.
Yeah.
Give me
like
something
I
new.
want something new. And I think this is a new side of Taylor that we're seeing.
Exactly.
But I was like, I kind of want like Red, 1989, like
Those
Speak
vibes.
Now, like something like that.
I like, you know what, 1989 bop, always has been, always will be. But I think I get the vibe that you're trying to.
Yeah.
I get she's maturing, but then again, like most of her fan base, I think teens, early 20s
Yeah.
now. So maybe she's just trying to adjust to her fan base. I don't know.
Well, it was a good album. I'm not sure about the instant classic just yet, but maybe the next 10 times I listen to it, I'll get there.
Exactly. Me too.
Well, keeping on track with music, Beyonce is going back on tour for her hit album, Renaissance, starting in the summer of 2023. During the 2022 Wearable Art Gala, one attendee bid between $45,000 and $50,000 on 2 concert tickets, plus travel accommodations and a backstage tour for the 2023 Renaissance tour. That is...
Absurd. Okay, unpopular opinion. And everyone who loves Beyonce, they're going to drag me. I think she is overrated. And I've said that before on this show. And several other people that I've talked to have said the same. But I get, she's already rich. She's married to Jay-Z. Not that she needs that association, but that's more money in their little family.
Yeah.
And then she has 3 kids. And she has Ivy Park. Who knows? She might come up with a makeup line. And then Renaissance, that's absurd. 40 to 50.
That's
bidding,
just one person,
A bidding,
too.
that's absurd. I'm sorry. I would not pay that, even if I had the money.
Yeah. I'm not, like, I love Beyonce. I don't think she's overrated because she is like the queen of everything. So I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I don't love her music that much, but like, I can't see her as being overrated. However, I think the Renaissance album is overrated.
Oh, it's...
I don't really like it.
The only thing that was catchy was Cuff It, because
Yeah.
it was all over TikTok. But I miss the Love on Top era.
I was just going to say, Love on Top Beyonce was...
Beyonce with a little bit of Drunken Love partition. Like, that's the vibe that I like.
Yeah.
But she went to, like, that era to...
I think she's more like... Her music, I think with her collabing with Jay-Z a lot, and like she just did Ape
Blank.
I won't say it on the show. Ape Blank. And I feel like she's kind of bringing that vibe into this entire album. So it's good in that sense, but I don't like that. I miss, like you said, the old Love on Top Beyonce, even like Single Ladies, like bring her back. Like that was like, she was pop icon, like queen of pop, but now she's kind of away from that in this different era, and I miss the old Beyonce.
Like, she's still iconic, but I just feel like her music is dry. Like, it's not like, play that song. I know a lot of people were comparing her new album to like a Drake vibe of like house music, and I'm for that, but that's not that's not the Beyonce I know, and that Beyonce that I like and listen to.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. Nobody's like, oh, play that song from Renaissance.
Exactly.
Like, and so many other albums have come out where you're like, oh yeah, play that one song. But she doesn't really have it with this album.
And the tour, honestly, most artists, once they, release an album, they're gonna go on tour. So maybe it'll come to life in her tour.
And she's a performer.
She really is.
She can sing, she can dance. She looks gorgeous. We know she can perform, so I don't think she's gonna have an issue with that.
Exactly.
And she's Beyonce, so she won't have an issue selling tickets. But I don't know. I think that's just our opinion. I'm sure there's clearly
plenty more.
plenty of other people who enjoy this album.
But we'll see what the vibe is.
Yeah, we can't go to the concert though because we can't spare $50,000 for a ticket.
Maybe we could just fundraise, GoFundMe
we'll
for Corinna and Riley to go to the Beyonce concert.
Yeah,
in the summer.
Yeah, that'll turn out really well.
Hey,
for
you
us.
never know. We're putting it out there. If you guys want to do it, here we are. We're manifesting.
As we just said, that we don't want to go and that we don't like this
but
music.
maybe we're giving people an interesting perspective as to why
they
want to
change our minds.
Change our minds. Yeah, come on, Beehive,
Challenge
whatever.
us.
The Beehive.
The Beehive.
The Bayhive. Y'all got us. We got you. So Buy those.
Challenge us, Beehive.
Come on, give us some. But it's time to bring our Hot Topics contributor, Grant Hines, on to hear about the man who's making all the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
All right, look, guys, Kanye West is facing the most criticism he's faced in his time in the spotlight. He made anti-Semitic comments against the Jewish community and has since been dropped by Adidas, forcing Kanye's net worth to drop below his previous billionaire status. Guys, I'm quite sick of this man.
Ever since he started his whole downward spiral, I know we talked about him like with Kim and everything. I was never a fan of him, but this just like fully tipped it over the edge. Like he is, I mean, not just for me, but for everyone, like completely done. And I'm so glad to see it happen.
I mean, when is enough, right? Like the media keeps giving him a platform. Like they just need to ignore him at this point. But to provide some context, on October 8th, he tweeted that he was going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. DEFCON is a readiness level alert system that the U.S. military uses to determine the severity of security threats to the nation. So Twitter and Insta locked him out of his account after this.
As they should.
The Anti-Defamation League said that there's no excuse for his anti-Semitism about Jewish people, especially with the huge platform he has. And demonstrators even went so far as to hang a banner off the freeway that read that he's right about the Jews, which prompted the district attorney and mayor to speak out about that.
I saw the picture of that. That was like, the fact that they did it on the freeway, the fact that they did it at all.
In such a public forum.
Yeah.
For everyone to see.
That's bold.
And his name was attached to that. Like, you had such a big reputation as Kanye West, and the fact that his career is now completely ruined because of nobody but himself.
Literally, he's making him whatever he is.
Every
now.
single thing that has happened to him over these past few months was because of him.
It's ridiculous. Obviously, you know me, every single time we bring up Kanye, I'm always like, okay, but we had to keep in mind he is bipolar, but at this point, I'm just like, I like his music too. So I'm over here like, I can't pull things out of my brain to help you, because at this point you are doing way too much. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and I think that it's so, like, mental health is so important, but he is abusing the fact that he's struggling with his mental health. You can't blame the things that you're saying and the things that you're doing, like his anti-Semitic comments, on his mental health.
Yeah, especially when you have that much money and you have resources and people around you that can get you access to the help you need. Better help than probably all of us combined could get.
Seriously.
But yeah, he's lost most of his partnerships. Balenciaga dropped him. Adidas dropped him. That was a very lucrative deal, not only for him, but for Adidas. Foot Locker is no longer selling Yeezys. They pulled all their Yeezys off the shelf. All the Yeezys they had in stock, they said hold them until further notice. His agency, Creative Arts Agency, dropped him. Gap is removing his items from stores.
Not the Gap.
His label, Good Music, who had a partnership with Def Jam, his contract expired, so they're not renewing that. They were going to make a documentary about him through MRC Studios. That's not happening. And then the legendary Anna Wintour said she is no longer going to do business with him. Once she cuts you off,
loss.
I mean,
you're done.
What can
You're
you do
done,
after
though.
that?
Like, Edna,
Did you guys think that Adidas was going to cut ties with him? Because I know all of these companies and all of these people immediately cut ties with him, but Adidas was like, are they going to do it? And it didn't happen until Tuesday morning.
Well, Yeezys is a really popular brand. I mean, like everyone in the streetwear community wears Yeezys.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a pretty lucrative deal. So it was a hard decision for Adidas, but at the end of the day, in the current state of the world, I felt like it was either they keep supporting his madness or do what's right.
Did you see the interview with him and where he was like, Adidas will not drop me? He was like,
oh yeah.
It's a meme right now.
Like he's invincible, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
He literally got dropped. And your whole girlfriend, we don't even have to talk about her because, Shawty, sister, what are you doing? Like,
save yourself.
Like, you're pretty.
It's embarrassing.
You're cute.
It's really embarrassing.
Let me talk
She's
to you.
in it for the money at this point.
She's gorgeous too. And every single time I see her, I'm just like, hello.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Blink twice if you need
Blink
help.
twice, like, wink.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, it's embarrassing. You're embarrassing. Kanye is already embarrassing to the black community at this point, and I'm gonna drag him for it.
Well-
Because so many people from Chicago look up to him and like being his role model, and now look at what he's doing. Foolishness, crazy. You're canceled in my books, even though
Drag him,
Okay,
Corinna.
but I mean, I did listen to one of his songs on his way, but
I've stopped
Good.
for the time being until
still
he
got
gets.
those.
I mean, he's a lyrical genius. He's a musical genius. But I just can't listen to his music without thinking about all this crap he's done recently.
No,
Oh,
I agree. I like
Ugh.
heard one of his songs in something, and I was like, I can't like turn
Cut
it
the
off.
music.
well, to be fair,
yeah.
it was just like T-Pain, and
We have other. Good
I already
outlets
dragged
for
him. We're not
music.
gonna go back, but it's disrespectful. You're not giving anymore, and you're gonna be broke.
Well, speaking of though, that's like the streaming platforms haven't cut his music yet.
Yeah.
So that's really the only way he's making money now is through his streams. He or his team hasn't commented publicly to any media outlet, but he did respond. The paparazzi caught up with him when he was coming out of summer one day, and he said that Balenciaga dropping him was sort of freeing in a way.
Oh, he's making excuses.
Yeah, he said the
Excuses
backlash
are-
against him proves the point because Jewish people are being bullied behind the scenes, and people like the Endeavor Agency CEO Ari Emanuel, who is Jewish, are telling people in the industry not to work with him. But he might be right about the Balenciaga point because some TikTok users are speculating that he is being outlandish like this to intentionally lose deals so that he can start his own independent whatever.
My thing is like
Shoe line, whatever.
Kim runs Balenciaga now too. Like she's partnered with them.
Yeah, and she
You
loves
always
working
see
with
her
them.
in Balenciaga. So I'm just like, at this point, like Kanye had a little spell when his mom passed away, and now him and Kim aren't a thing at all. Like you have kids, and the kids,
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just like I'm embarrassed. Like
If that's his goal, if his goal is to intentionally lose all these deals, he went about it in the complete wrong way, and he could have done so many
absolutely.
different things to get out of those deals than make anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah. I mean, but in his mind, he's like, this is what I have to do. I've made controversial statements in the past. Why not keep it going? Because this is just my style of how I'm going to do this. And of course, the Pops were enabling him, putting words in his mouth and agreeing with everything that he said when they caught up with him in that one instance. But, you know, as we know, he's had recent controversies right up until before this. He wore the White Lives Matter shirt
With
at
his
Paris
girlfriend.
Fashion Week. Yep.
And Candace Owens.
He had the presidential rally in 2020 where he broke down and said he almost killed his daughter. He said that George Floyd died from a drug abuse and he's being sued as a result of
By
that.
his family.
He doesn't need any more money taken from him. But bottom line, he hasn't gotten help. He's not getting better. He needs help. And will the people that are in his camp, his enablers, are they going to stick with him now that he's not making money? And is this the end of Kanye West as we know
I
it?
sure
let's
hope so.
leave it at that. Like
The end should have been 5-6 months ago. So hopefully he can get the help he needs, and we never hear from him again.
I think we should pull an O.J. Simpson on him and just like totally ignore him. Because O.J. Simpson, if you think about it, is truly the only celebrity in the history of celebrities who we have like canceled.
Yeah.
Nobody touches O.J. anymore.
Yeah, let's
Let's
make
pull an
Kanye the
O.J.
second.
on Kanye.
yeah.
Get
Ooh,
him
that
out
rhymes.
of here.
Pull an O.J. on Kanye.
Yeah, I need something to brighten my mood.
Yeah.
Well, in lighter news, thank God, Sophia Grace Brownlee, who you may know from the iconic Sophia Grace and Rosie duo on the Ellen DeGeneres show, is pregnant at age 19.
That is not real to me. She
She's still a child. She's
She's
singing
like-
boom,
she's
boom,
like
boom,
9.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, in my head.
She is one of those people that, like, when we were growing up, we watched her. Like, I remember watching her when it was actually happening.
That was like
Seriously,
5
me too.
years ago. She was on
That's
the
what
Ellen show.
I thought. It was apparently it was like 10.
I was like, yeah.
She
Because I was jealous. Because I was like, that should be me.
that should be me.
On Ellen. Like, I
Yeah.
did that all the time. I didn't have a British accent. And I didn't have a cute little cousin with me. But I was always like,
I didn't know they were cousins.
they were cousins.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I didn't know until I was doing my research. Well, she's 5 months along, and she knows the sex, but she's not revealing it until a later date. And she's very visible, too. You can see her bump. Rosie McClellan, her former singing counterpart, posted on Instagram congratulating her. And she's 16. I didn't know that she was that much younger, but she honestly looks a little bit older than
She does.
Sophia.
And
Was there beef between them?
I feel
No, I don't think so. I think as they got older, they kind of just
They
part
switched.
ways.
Yeah, there's
because they.
Imagine-
I mean,
I kind of wish that there was some beef between Sophia Grace and Rosie. That'd be
something,
a top
something
story.
juicy. But my thing is, not that she isn't relevant, but like she had her little 10 seconds of fame, and then we hear about this.
Yeah.
And apparently she makes music on the side.
Oh, does she?
yeah, she releases music videos every now and again on her YouTube, and she does like lifestyle content. And she said, by her being pregnant now, she hopes to make like pregnancy and maternity videos to add variety to her channel.
Good for her. Get that bag, girl.
Yeah, but
Some too.
Yeah.
yeah, one person who hasn't spoken out about this is Ellen. And it got me wondering, I want to know what Sophia Grace and Rosie, I want to hear what they have to say about the whole Ellen controversy. Like,
They
do you think
probably
Ellen
had
was mean
no
to them?
idea. Like they
They were
probably,
little, so
yeah.
that like, you know, innocence,
Yeah.
they're innocent. There were
Yeah.
6, 5 maybe.
They were
No,
9 on that show. That's
No
old
way.
enough
Wait a
to
minute.
comprehend whether
I
someone's
think
mean to you or
True.
not.
They were so like, Ellen has a few people on that show that were like poster child Ellen, and
Yeah.
they are one of them. So she probably was holding on to them for dear life. So I don't think they kind of got into anything with Ellen, but who knows? Who knows what happens behind the scenes
I'm
there?
saying, like, I can't wait to see what the little boy or girl looks like.
I know. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully they're cute and good for her.
Maybe
Good
she'll
for
name it Ellen.
Yeah. Could you
I think
imagine?
that's a little stretch. But before we end Hot Topics today, Grant, you didn't tell us what your lovely costume is
yes.
tonight.
Okay. All right, let's start head to toe. So, obviously,
OOTD.
as you've seen from the pants, the blue pants, the white shirt, the blue collar, the orange ascot, Fred Jones, black Fred Jones. I got my inspo.
Yeah.
I got my inspo from this boy, excuse me, on TikTok last year. And when I was when I was
anxious, you coughing and stuff.
when I was planning my outfit, me and my friends were doing another thing. I'm not gonna tell you. Meet me at the frats to see what it is.
Okay, cut that.
And I was scrolling through my old TikToks, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I wanted to do this year. So I was like, fine, I'll do both. So that's that. And then, can we get a little zoom in on the... I didn't know what shoes to wear. Fred wears like Chelsea boots, but I was looking for shoes.
You're a little ashy.
You're a little ashy.
Oh my God, mind your business.
He's going to zoom
The
out now.
boy that I got my inspo from, he was wearing Air Forces, and so I was looking up Air Forces, and I found these amazing Air Forces. They've got the orange, the blue, and the white, and then even like the Scooby-Doo green. I was like, these are perfect. And so if you want them after Halloween, I'm not going to wear them anymore, so hit me up.
Put him on Poshmark.
Yeah,
Yes.
Poshmark, put it on your Instagram story. This is
Don't
it.
you love them? Aren't they like perfect for this costume?
I like the
mean,
texture.
I
Yes,
do.
the,
It's
like,
cute.
the
Too
cotton.
bad they're not in a 5, 6, or 7.
They might be. Go on Nike.
No, I'm
That's where
talking.
I got 'em.
Okay, he didn't get it, but it's okay. It's okay.
You mean like a size?
Yeah.
Go on Nike. I'm sure they have them.
Again, he didn't get it, but that's okay. Thanks for joining us for this spooky edition of Hot Topics, Grant. Let's head back for our entertainment segment.
The Dancing with the Stars competition is getting tight, and we've seen the first of perfect scores in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so last night was a good episode. I think we had a lot of good dances, and I think a lot of people kind of showed why they're here and that they are not here to play.
Period.
And I don't know, I'm excited about the rest of this season.
I'm really excited for the rest of the season, but what I liked about this past episode is it was different from the past Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, you have a lot of new changes this season
Yeah.
with Dancing with the Stars not being on ABC and now it's on Disney Plus
Yep.
Live.
Disney
That's
Plus.
what you want to call that. And then you have Michael Bublé. Bublé.
Bublé. Okay, wait, let's address that. I don't think he's a big enough guy to
He's
be
not.
having a whole entire night based off.
He's not, but his music is like,
I don't know. I knew like 2 songs.
I only know his Christmas album. If we're being
Yeah,
completely
I was like, oh,
honest.
is this going to be a Christmas
I feel like it
episode?
would have been more promising if it was Christmas because I feel like at least our generation were like, oh, Michael Bublé Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
But I get the vibe of his music kind of correlated.
Is good with dance.
Exactly.
He's just not like I don't know. They had like Elvis night, and then their next celebrity night was Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
I'm like,
where's the disconnect? Because
yeah, something's not adding up. It was a good show, and I
It
think
was.
he did great. Also, a little confused why he was a judge.
I was about to say that. I get him being on the show. I get it. Maybe he's going broke and he just needed like
Drag him.
a little like FaceTime.
Yeah.
But as a judge, as the
With
scores,
no-
with the scores, with
yeah.
no dancing, like true dancing
Yeah.
background.
Which goes into my first like kind of thing that threw me off with the night. Wayne Brady, love him. He's doing great in the competition. Obviously, he was sick, and so he couldn't start rehearsing until Friday, and then had to perform on Monday. So he lost like a whole week of rehearsal. With that being said, the dance objectively was not good. He did not do good in the dance. He did not like do certain moves right. He was offbeat. He was off time. And Michael Bublé gave him a 10. And I was like, I get, like, you have no dance experience. You like the guy. He entertained you. But, like, now we're at the point in the competition where if somebody's getting a 10 when all the other judges were giving an 8, like, that just annoyed me.
And he even, I think, I forgot the person, but he scored an 8 on someone when everyone else was like 9. And I was like, wait. I was like, if the judge, I was like, okay.
You have no right,
I said,
sir.
you must not like your song. Like,
Yeah.
you must not like your song. So I just thought, like you said, it was a very odd
Yeah.
dynamic. And especially like with Wayne being sick and not having like, I feel like it was very obvious that something was off. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I get it. I get they want to like pull in some people, pull in some familiar faces. Just not the most familiar face to me.
Exactly.
Not
I
would not have
agree.
been my first.
At
or-
least not for the timing.
Yeah.
Like if it was near Christmas, like we said, maybe. But now,
Yeah. What dance or dances stuck out to you?
I'm going to go with Shangela's.
Yes.
And I know I dragged her maybe a couple of
Dragged
episodes
her
ago.
ankles.
I dragged her ankles because they were shinging. But this time it was giving Marilyn Monroe.
Uh-huh.
And it was just beautiful because you could see the progress, A, and B, I just thought the ending was funny when she pulled out the chicken wing.
The chicken. She had that like prepared. She had that
tucked
right
and
in
ready.
her dress. She did that entire dance with a chicken wing.
And it didn't
in
slip,
her
so it
dress.
was sturdy.
Oh yeah, it
was
was.
sturdy.
But she was like, "You told me you wanted my legs crispy." My mom
Here you
said,
go.
"Here you go."
Here you go.
And
You
then
get a chicken
Tyra-
wing. You get, okay, we already know how I feel about Tyra.
Yeah.
This was like seasons of Point Blank. When Tyra
Uh-huh.
Banks came on to Dancing with the Stars, I was like, okay, cool. I want to be on top. America's Top Model. Cool, cute.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. But she just does too much. A. B, it's awkward. And I think 2 episodes ago, her and Bruno, it was like there was a lot of beef. Like she's like, Bruno, like get in the chair, stop making your chair fall down and stuff like that. It just wasn't connecting in my
Yeah.
head. And then there's the other co-host, and they just
Alfonso?
don't mesh well.
Yeah, and I was a Tyra supporter for her first 2 seasons that she was on. This season, she's just not doing it for me.
not.
She's messing up a lot. She's not saying people's names correctly. She is stuttering over her words. And I get it, like we're all human. When I'm reading, I will stutter over my words too. But it comes to a point where like you do it 5 times an episode, you're like, girl,
You're like,
what's happening?
Are you
Like this is
good?
your job.
And I feel like she didn't have that many errors on ABC when it was on ABC.
Yeah, no, she did a lot better. That's why I was like, oh, I'm not a Tyra hater because I think she's doing good. This season, just something.
It's off.
I think she like tries to crack jokes and like be relatable.
They're not funny at all.
And they just don't land, and then it just pisses people
And then
off.
everyone's like either awkwardly laughing just to make her feel
Yeah.
better, or they're just like, what is she saying?
I agree. I don't know. I think she has potential, but I think this season is not her friend.
I agree.
Like she is not doing well this season. But
Your favorite.
if you look at it on the other side, she does bring some press for the show.
She really does, because everyone knows Tyra Banks is like the model. Like she was hosting America's Got Talent. She did obviously Americans the models.
Yeah.
I just said the name and I'm blanking.
Next Top
but like,
Model.
yeah, that one. I want to be on top. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
but
that one.
I don't know. I just feel like maybe she needs
just
to.
like even when she stutters and like does something wrong, she's always trending. So
That
people
is
are going to
true.
click on it. They're going to see.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So maybe it's all a plan. They're like, Tyra, keep messing up.
Keep messing up and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
More
exactly.
promo for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but we'll see.
I don't know. But now, are you Team Shangela? Are you jumping on mine and Anna's boat of Team Shangela? Or are you
Not
there?
fully.
Oh.
Not fully.
Maybe next week we'll do it.
Next
She'll
week.
get tens next week.
And then I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. We'll see though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And Charlie Slade, as always.
Okay, I have more credit for her, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 weeks ago. She was talking about like the anxiety, Miss Anxiety. I
As
really
Miss
liked
Anxiety
the performance
herself. Let's
2 weeks
hear it.
ago, but I definitely am liking her more.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard for me to disconnect her from TikTok,
Yeah.
and that was like my one thing was why I
Yeah.
didn't like her.
But I feel like that's what the show is for.
Exactly.
It's like, let's pull them out
Rebrand
of what we
you
know them for.
and give them a
Mhm.
new perspective.
Yeah. See them for who they really are.
I agree.
And it's working for her.
What was your favorite dance?
Shangela. Shangela, I was like, she's getting a 10. They gave her such good critiques. Got all 9s.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. That one, Charlie's, they were like raving over Charlie's dance as like
Mm-hmm.
one of the best dances of all time on the show. Which it was great. I don't know if I would go that far, but I think it was.
They've been
worthy
saying
of-
that like, oh, this is your best dance so far.
Yeah.
They're saying like, can we spice it up a little
When
bit?
during Shangela's critiques, when they said this is your best dance of the season, I misheard it and I thought they said this was the best dance of the season.
I heard the same thing.
I was like screaming, like jumping up and down. I was like, she's gonna get all 10s. She's gonna be on
foreshadowing.
the top.
Exactly.
And it was
9s.
your best dance.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I thought that too. That's why when I saw the score, I said, what? I was
Something's
looking
not
at the
adding
screen
up
like,
here.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
next week she'll
Next
get
week,
the 10s.
we're fingers crossed. It's gonna happen.
And then you'll be Team Shangela.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's get right into this Halloween theme tonight by predicting this year's most popular Halloween costumes. Oh my goodness.
I'm hesitant because last year I felt like there was so much more like this happened in pop culture. This is going to be a Halloween costume.
That is,
And I think this year, all of the stuff that like could have fit that mold were in the beginning of the year. So now
That
it's
is
like,
true.
it's kind of old and we're like, okay, that happened like last year, but it still was this year. But the one that I think will be a hit will be the guy from Stranger Things, the Hellfire costume.
okay.
I think that like, even though it came out a few months ago, that is like such a good Halloween costume. It's easy, it's a t-shirt, everybody knows what it is. I think that'll be a popular one.
I agree. Along with that, I feel like the older we get, the weirder the costumes get. And here, let me explain. I'm here as Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes, you
all
are.
right? I feel like our generation, we find iconic moments of the star and recreate those
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
instead of like when we were little, it was like, oh, TV show, I want to be the witch from The Wizard of Oz, or I want to be so-and-so
Right.
from this show or this movie. And it's just very interesting where we're leading to. Like, I think the most popular ones are going to be, okay, I'm going based off my TikTok feed. People were doing like Men in Black.
Really?
Men in Black, and they had like, it was actually very cute, very cute. It was like business professional, white shirt, black tie, black
Yeah.
blazer with 8 like little inflatable aliens. I like really wanted to do that.
Okay, I will say when I was like scrambling for a costume, I was like pulling everything out of my closet and I was like, oh, suit jacket. I'm like, what could I do with that? Men in
Exactly.
Black. But then I was like, boring.
It's true. It's like not like a Halloween day. It's more
Yeah.
like, okay, Wednesday night, we're going out. Okay, Men
Yeah.
in Black, that
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
stuff. But a lot of people were doing like construction worker. I mean, I'm going to
I
do
was
that
like,
on
well, that
Thursday.
sounds familiar.
I'm going to do it. But it's like a low key
Uh-huh.
costume. I'm going, increasing in
Yeah.
excitement. But it's just weird. Like, because I went to Spirit Halloween like last week
Mm-hmm.
and it was the same stuff that you would see like last Halloween season. So I was like, what's going to happen this year?
Yeah. I think people will kind of take that like, oh, let's DIY our costumes at home. And I think for couple costumes, we might see a lot of Courtney and Travis. I think that could be like that. They have such a distinct look where like throw on some tattoos, like obviously temporary tattoos. You could just put them all over yourself, get that short black bob. That would be
That is
like
true.
a good couple's costume.
I agree. And I feel like a lot of people were thinking about like Pete and Kim, but obviously,
Yeah.
but hey, they could
Here
still
we
do
are.
it. Like, oh, I'm in the
Yeah.
past.
If you're like in a rocky relationship, like things aren't going too
Yeah,
well,
Pete and Kim.
you guys should be Pete and Kim.
Pete and Kim. No one's gonna know.
No, they're gonna think it's just like a cute little quirky Halloween costume.
Exactly. And
It's
if
like when you,
wanna get
it's like those
canceled-
parties where it's like, oh, get a red cup if you're taking, get a yellow cup
Exactly.
if it's complicated. That's
So
your it's complicated
those are your
costume.
if life is going great, Courtney and Trav. If you're in the middle,
Kim
Kim and Pete. And if you don't know what's
If
going
you're
on,
single,
what's his
Chloe?
face? Chloe and
Chloe and
Tristan.
Tristan, yeah.
And then if you just don't know about life and you just keep having kids, Nick Cannon.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that. Didn't he just have another one?
Yeah, he did have another one.
Like every time I'm on my phone looking at the headlines, I'm like, oh, Nick Cannon's 83rd baby just came out. I'm
Exactly.
like,
And people with big friend groups are thinking about being like Nick Cannon and like all of his baby
his
mamas
kids.
and his kids.
I don't have enough friends for that.
Yeah, me either. I keep my friend group small. So.
Yeah. Well, he does not keep his family small, so
He
that's
doesn't.
why. Beside the point with Nick Cannon.
Exactly.
That is a smart costume.
I know. We'll see. What are you gonna be for Halloween? Is that a secret? Or?
So okay, my actual Halloween costume is. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it for my friend. My best friend's birthday is on Halloween.
Okay.
So we're going out for her birthday.
Okay.
And my costume last year on the show was an 80s workout person. And she was like obsessed with the costume. She was like, it's so cute. I love that idea. And I was like, yeah, like you should be it. And then she was like, I think we're going to do a group costume for my birthday. And I was like, okay, what are we going to be? She was like, 80s workout people. And I was like,
Great.
I don't want to repeat a costume. I was like, can we pick something else? She was like, I really want to do this. Like, had her Amazon cart filled with stuff that she was going to
wow.
get. And I was like, so what I'm
Wow.
hearing is I'm going to repeat a costume.
Hey, well, it was cute.
It was cute, but she did her time. She is hung up. She is retired.
Well,
So I
is she
thought.
making an appearance?
She will be.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see pictures. Maybe you'll change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I
Make
got to add
secret.
a little spice to it.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
That and now a cowboy. So these are my two costumes. Might have a third, but it depends what I do that Friday.
I agree.
So, what about you besides a construction worker?
We have Soldier, because Soldier, it will make sense if you see me. Friday, and then Saturday.
Oh, are we not going to explain why?
No, we're not. You're making me
Boring.
anxious, and I have to fix my sash. Saturday, big finale, big finale. Mr. and Mrs. Frozone. And
Wait, is there a Miss Frozone costume or is there just a Frozone costume for women?
well, I just wanted the glasses. Because
yeah.
think about it, in Incredibles, you never see Honey. Honey is her actual name.
Oh, so you're literally being his wife?
Yes.
I thought you were dressing up as Frozone as
Oh
well.
no, you'd have to pay me to do that. No, but I am.
So
gonna
what's
have
the costume?
I have this really cute blue dress with
The
the
glasses.
glass.
Uh-huh.
I'm so excited for those glasses.
Oh, that'll be
and
cool.
then I don't know what my shoes are doing right now, but it's just the color.
All right, so since I needed that third costume, I'm just gonna tag along and be a third wheel, and I'll be Edna Mode.
Bet I was gonna be Edna, and then the wig was not wigging, and I said, you know what, Amazon, I'm gonna have to send you a letter because what is this? It was thin. It was not
So
giving.
you fully got the costume. Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, send it my way. I'll be Edna Mode for you
Okay,
guys.
bet, please. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Okay, darling.
We hope everyone has a spooky and fun Halloween.